Politics and disagreements, you know why it really happens? Because people are unsure of their positions. Okay? Just think about that. Like, there's this thing where every now and then, like, I notice some virtue signaling that goes on where, like, let's say I'm going to like a 5-star restaurant, not just a regular restaurant. I'm like, this is a 5-star restaurant. I'm paying $70 per meal plus expected gratuity, not like optional. It's like they're throwing that into the bill. So I'm over here expecting good service, right? Like really good service. I one time go to this like seafood place and some of the food is like really greasy and stuff. And it's like, I need some water and I'm done with my water. And no one is freaking coming to me asking me for more water. And eventually, like, I have to like get up and like do all of this stuff and like ask someone for water. Like I have to like, because if you go to a fancy place, like to find some of these waiters is difficult because they're like selected to a certain table. So you don't want to be the guy that's going to a waiter that's over here serving 30 people and ask them for water. It's like you really kill the momentum. So eventually I track down this guy and I'm like, my friend, can I get some water? And he's just like, yeah. But afterwards I'm thinking like, I'm over here paying you all this money and you're not even going to give me the experience. And every now and then I'm over here like, telling this story to someone and they're over here being like virtue signaling with me. Oh, it's not that big of a deal. Like I could get the water myself. I was like, that doesn't matter, bro. I'm talking about the principle of the issue. It's like, imagine this. Like, imagine you run a podcast and you hire someone who is supposed to be editing your content for you. So you hired this person and they expected to get paid the full amount, right? Right. So once they give you back the final cut, you're watching it back and you noticed that they missed 3 particular parts that they should have cut out. So now you're like, hey, bud, it seemed like you missed these 3 parts. What do you want me to do? And the guy's like, hey, my friend, I'm actually at my wedding right now. Do you mind doing it? And it's not that difficult. You literally just click Control B, delete. So you do it. Then the next time you give this guy your raw footage, he once again makes the same mistake. And then he's just like, can you do it? And you're like, okay, I'll do it. But please, my friend, don't let this happen again. So you do it again. And he still expects the full payment. Another time it happens, and now you're getting irritated. You're like, no, bro, you do it. You're over here venting to someone, and they're like, well, what's the big deal? Why don't you just do it yourself? It's just Control B and delete. And it's like, bro, you are missing the freaking like principle of the matter. I am hiring this person to do the task. I am hiring them. That is my label. They do the work. That is their label. Anytime there's like little fuzziness that's going on, that's when a conflict is bound to happen. Okay? So most problems are like this. It's because people are unclear of their positions. And if you're one of those individuals who's like, well, what's the big deal? Like empathy is key. It's like empathy is key in many aspects, but not when it's a sloppy job, because sloppy jobs indicate sloppy processes. And you're over here stacking up these sloppy processes over time, then eventually what's going to happen, and mind you, I'm not kidding, like you go to a hotel one day, you're having a long, like freaking year, like you're waiting for this 2-week vacation with your family and stuff. You go to this hotel and you see that there's a shit stain on your mattress. Irate, you call the front desk and you're like, oh, what's the matter with you guys? Like, why would you guys not fix this up beforehand? And this person is like, well, there's some bleach under the sink. I mean, you could take care of that. Why don't you? And you're over here complaining to your wife. And the wife is like, well, why don't we? It's like, fam, this is what happens when you don't understand the root cause of an issue. You're over here trying to fix like the byproducts, but you gotta address the root cause. It's like, no, you work in the hotel. This is your job. I, the customer, am not meant to clean up after you. So please do your job, boom, the correct label, and I will do my job, boom, correct label. So if you have like infighting or something in your household, in your company and such, one of the things you want to just ask is, Do people know their roles? Because if people don't know their roles, it's one of those things where it's like, you're just creating unnecessary enemies. But if someone knows their role, they're capable of bringing out greatness.